Good morning and welcome to the May 26, 2021 edition of 1 Million Cups Fairfax. As you can see, we are on our screen. We like to see if you can try to log in with your app to let the Kauffman Foundation and the rest of 1 Million Cups know that you were here. This is an opportunity where you to sit there and share your contacts through the app. If you can't, it's okay. You can also put your contact information in chat and let everybody know that you're here. And there we go. 1 Million Cups is an organization that promotes entrepreneurship, community, and education for small businesses. Our mission is to lower the barrier of access to resources and connect and add connection for all types of new and aspiring entrepreneurs throughout the United States. Our key pillars are presentations, not pitches, authentic connections, not networking, and we are run for the community by the community. We offer a safe and supportive environment. 1MC is co-owned by all who show up and support us. Radical and intentional inclusivity from our organizers, presenters, and attendees is promoted, and 1MC is an all volunteer-led to rotate, and we rotate organizers often so that everyone gets an experience across the board of all the different things we do. We fuel to fuel your presentation pipeline as a community. We are recording on Facebook Live, so please keep in mind that we will be recorded and everything will be going out. We ask that you provide feedback through the Zoom chat section, but also when you sit there and have opportunity to ask a question, please do so. Share your content online on ours. And we also promote and present weekly weekly emails and other marketing. If you are looking for a way to get information about your small business, or if you'd like to go ahead and introduce new people to this organization, we welcome you and we look forward to seeing you at every week. This could be done by a wonderful group of people, and this is our organizers group, led by Jen Dalton and Donnell Johns, Tony Barnett, me. Oh, I should have put that Tony Bennett picture up there. Mayosha Mendez. We also have John Yu, who is not with us today, but he is in spirit. Melinda Sigel, John Rutenberg, Renetta Jones, Marnie Miller, and of course, Rosemary Savino. This couldn't be possible without our supporting sponsors. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Sylvia from Office Evolution to tell you a little bit about her and her company.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sylvia Ferguson. I'm the Business Center Manager here at Office Evolution in Tyson's Corner. Here we offer beautiful office space. So we have private offices, conference rooms, and co-working space, and also virtual services such as a business address or professional phone services. So yeah, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I put my information in the chat, and yeah, would love to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'll step in. My company that I'm now working with is Shirley Lou Associates. I am the new regional marketing director for them, operating the Fairfax and Tyson's Operations Center for. And instead of me pitching out all the great things we're doing about indexed products and indexed universal life and indexed annuities, I'd rather sit there and let you know what my greater need is, which is we're recruiting. We have so much inbound business going on right now that for the first time in the insurance industry, we actually don't really sell anymore. We're basically just interviewing and helping people move their 401ks and IRAs out of products that they have had for 10 or 5, 10, 15 years into more higher earning protected products. So if you have anybody that you know that's looking for a job where they can make a really good income part-time, or even if they want to join us full-time, please reach out to me. I'll put my information in the contact or in the chat section and share it out. We have a number of people through this group who have already joined on and looking forward to more so as we ramp up and handle all of the great work that we're doing. Thank you. How our virtual meetings will work, for those of you who are new to us, we ask that you please keep your microphones on mute. During the presentation, when the presenter is complete, completed, we'll go into a Q&A session. And if you have a question, please wave your hand during that time. You can either wave it at the screen, you can send a chat message to, I believe it's Myosha, who is our moderator this week, or you can go ahead and just you click the wave hand icon on Zoom, and we will let you know where you are in the queue. If the moderator says your name, please unmute your microphone, say your name and who you're with, and then ask your question. And then once you're done, please put your microphone back on mute when you're finished. Now, we ask that people please be concise and to the point when you sit there and ask your question, because if you go on and give a great 5-minute bit of detail, you're taking away opportunity from others to sit there and ask questions or make comments. All right, thank you on that. So without further ado, I would like to introduce PHA Scarves Plus. Take it away, Anthony.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anthony Roy, and first I would like to thank 1MillionCups for having me here today to speak about my business. And I'm glad to present my business, PHA Scarves Plus, to you. Next slide. As you can see, my PHA Scarves Plus actually started as a PHA Masonic Scarves sole proprietorship in Clarksville, Tennessee in 2017. The original scarf that I had was tested on the members of my lodge and my district, which helped me build my target market. As time moved on, like I said, it was going through this year. I have shut down the business for the summertime, of course, because not that many people wear scarves in the summertime. So this gives me an opportunity to reopen and redesign my business and website to provide more variety of products and a larger product line. And by the end of the year 2022, I would like to solidify my fundraising department, which I can use to help organizations to raise money for their to help fund their operations and community service events. Next slide. As you see, my little milestones, like I said in the beginning, I started in 2017 selling elegant scarves to the Prince Hall Masonic family, which I am a member of. And then as the 3 years have gone by, I have gotten a lot of inquiries about doing scarves for the Black Greek letter organizations such as Alpha Phi Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, Kappa Alpha Psi, and so on. So that this is the year that I am going to try to venture into the BGLOs and provide scarves for my Masonic family and my Black Greek letter organizations, which some members are both. So I do have an idea of how to incorporate the two together to make a unique product. As to my target market, most of my my primary target market is men 21 to 45, which is over the 3 years I have seen those are my biggest consumers. Then come my secondary is 21 to the women in our organization are 21 to the same age group, 21 to 45. They're a little more hesitant when it comes to purchasing the scarves. They'll see it, they'll like it, and then they will wait a little while before they buy it. And then, of course, those who are older, the older members of my lodge, which is 45 and older, which now I classify myself as in, this is my tertiary market. So they're the ones who are more traditionalist, so they might not be or fashionable, so they might not venture into purchasing a scarf. Next. Now, with my competitors, it was kind of hard because the fact is that my scarf is unique. I've been searching for the past 3 years to look for competitors to see how to rate my scarves against their products. No one actually does a scarf specifically for the Prince Hall Masonic family. That's not just from my research, but that's also coming from word of mouth from other customers I have that they cannot find another product like mine, out throughout the internet. So most I can say, like the three I use is like one website is a Masonic apparel accessories, military Greek apparel, and I also have local vendors. With the Masonic apparel and accessories, they have more product lines than PHA Scarves. They actually deal with the aprons, and we call aprons what we wear around our waist. We have the jewels that we wear around our neck, and other Masonic attire that we wear. But however, they do not have the scarf the example of the scarf like I have for Prince Hall. So I have a more original product, which brings people to me. With the military and Greek apparel, like I stated before, is that I'm in the process of becoming an official licensee of the fraternities, sororities of military and Greek, Black Greek organizations. There are a lot of vendors that do Greek organizations, but they don't have the official license. So that was put me above them, because if I don't have to worry about the fraternities and sororities coming after me for licensing violations. And then next thing is that all this, with the license, the reveal of the official merchandise is being planned for fourth quarter of 2021. Now with my business with the local vendors to penetrate this market, I'm planning on to expand my product line to include Masonic t-shirts, neck gaiters, which are the, it's almost like a mask, but you can wear around your neck. You can wear around your headpiece, PPE masks, also doing embroidery items. And also my goal for the rest of this year is to create a network of smaller vendors to outsource manufacturing, such as one of the things that I'll be outsourcing will be the embroidery items for other fraternities and sororities, and also Masonic wear. Next. Now, like I said, we provide various types of neckwear that are targeted to members of the Prince Hall family. PHA Scarves Plus also provides any lodge, chapter, temple, or court the ability to customize a scarf, which is a very enticing offer to them. What I'm missing in my market is the Masonic apparel market is very generic, and the apparel are made for all Masons regardless of affiliation. So that's the reason why I've targeted on the Prince Hall when I first started in 3 years. Next slide. My challenge question or my ask, I would say, is how can I update my website to support my extended product line and accommodate my new target audience? And this concludes my short presentation. I'll be glad to accept all comments, criticisms, and advice that the roundtable can give me to help me improve my my business venture. And thank you once again. Thank you for letting me have this period of time to present my company.
Thank you, Anthony. And now I'd like to apologize. It's not Myosha who's our moderator today. It's Marnie. So Marnie, please take it away.
Awesome. Thank you. So Anthony, one thing I would ask you to do while we're getting questions is, can you put your website in the chat? And that way it'll give people an opportunity to be able to see that and maybe have a visual way to help answer your challenge question, or Rosemary can do that. Thank you. Okay. So again, as Tony explained in the beginning, this is the opportunity. We've heard Anthony explain. He's got a tremendous business that he's working on. He has a clear question regarding updating his website. And now is the opportunity that we get to help answer him. So, or ask additional clarifying questions if that's something you need to do as well. So what I encourage you to do is raise your virtual hand, because I cannot see everyone on the screen. So frantically waving your real hand is great workout, but not going to help you get called on. So please raise your virtual hand, and please feel free to put information in the chat as well, because I'll be reading that as we go. And we'll go ahead and get started with Melinda.
Take myself off mute. Great presentation, really enjoyed it. I know your question is website focused right now. So what I'm thinking is you probably need different types of landing pages for the different industries that you're going after that are custom to their industry. That might be one way that you can do it. And then there are organizations like ASI, Advertising Specialty Industry. You can become a partner with them. It used to cost $750. It's probably $1,500 today. And then you get to be exposed to all the folks that sell ad specialty. My big question to you is, what is your price point? Because I was working with DAR probably about 10 years ago, and they wanted to get a scarf under $1. And when push came to shove with all the competitive pricing, we had to get the price under 50 cents. But there's a huge industry out there. You may want to have a high-end product, a low-end product, and other types of things. But what are your price points?
Well, with my price points, I do have the one I present that you see on my website is a HD woven scarf, which is the high end side of the scarf. I
Mhm.
also do I also get produced we'll call it a sublimation scarf, where you can put more pictures and everything else up. That's the low end.
Mhm.
I was just listening to the price point. I usually usually for me myself to purchase scarves, even I can't get it at $1 a person. That's not $1 a scarf unless I order like 10,000 scarves. Because the fact is, to make a scarf, from what my manufacturer explained to me, is that to just get one scarf, you got to make at least 50 scarves just to get one scarf. So
I
let's
was
say
looking at 200,000. So I mean, that's why I'm asking.
you probably can. It depends on what they're looking for. To get that example for that company is, if they're looking for something sublimation where they can have a variety of colors and a variety of pictures on it, the price point will be lower. But if you like with the HD woven scarf, you don't get allowed to have like the maximum of 6 colors.
Okay.
So
Thank
that's the way it goes. So when it comes to price point, for me myself, if it's like 200,000, I would try my best to get to meet to your price point, because I'm more of a when it comes to fluid, when it comes to price point, because especially dealing with organizations, everybody can afford to the maximum amount of a maximum amount of the maximum amount of the price to do a organizational adventure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Rosemary and then Phyllis.
Anthony, good morning. You did such a great job in the presentation showing us your business. Thank you for coming this morning. A couple of things. I want to follow up on what Melinda recommended about landing pages. But I want to start with a question. Are you working with anybody whose specific focus is website management, SEO, and SEM? If not, you might want to.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. For Melinda, I apologize too. Thank you for the compliment earlier about my about the presentation. I am actually in the process of getting somebody to work with my website and SEO. This is, like I said, this is mostly from now. This is just almost like I said, a bootstrap a company I'm working on. So I am as I go forward, I'm bringing other people in, especially being a veteran. I try to bring veterans in also that have that knowledge, so they can improve my vision on the website front.
Okay, the reason I ask is, as you and I talked about in preparation for this morning, as you extend your product line, you may want to not just create landing pages, but you may want to reframe your company name, and that have people come in at the top and then choose, kind of like you have now, you have chapters and alumni groups and like in those squares on your Shopify site,
Mhm.
but you might want to keep your PHA for the Masonic, but as you get into the Greek letter and the military Greek and the Black Greek and all that stuff, you might want to go ahead and bring your company name up so that it says more about what you do generically. And then as people find you through your digital marketing or through whatever it is that you drive them to your website, they can choose where they want to go. You may find people choose more than one. And so coming in that way, I'll put it in the chat so that you can talk about it with your website designer. But
Okay.
think about, you now have one part of your business you're extending. And so maybe it's time to bring people up a level higher so that they can choose where they're going and maybe choose more than one.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Phyllis and then John.
Thank you so much. That was a great presentation, and congratulations on growing your company from starting from just the one chapter and really starting to reach out into other organizations. For your challenge question, one thing that might be a nice tool to have is a customizer tool. So if you click on the, create your own custom scarves. Instead of having to contact you, maybe just have a little bit of information about, you know, just what you said to Melinda, the different types of options that you can have, how many colors, even maybe have a tool that, you know, if someone's designing a scarf for the first time, they may not know, okay, the middle part has big words and then the ends have emblems or logos, that kind of a thing, and that the front and the back can be different. So I know that if you go onto Custom Ink or some other t-shirt design things, they'll show you the different places that you can place colors and designs. So maybe have some sort of customizer tool on your website. The other thought is, I know that in Europe, soccer scarves are really popular. And my first thought when you said that you made the custom scarves is maybe try to tap into the growing American soccer market, especially if you're able to do a custom scarf for $35 a scarf. Now you're talking about getting them into youth clubs or supporters groups. So, you know, the professional soccer, you have MLS for the men and NWSL for the women. And I know that it's becoming very popular for different supporters groups. So it's not just, you know, the official, we're in DC, so the DC United or the Washington Spirit, they have their official scarves, but then different supporters groups will have their own scarves. And so maybe you can consider tapping into the soccer market for your custom scarves.
Ironically, that's how I got started, and actually started with the business, because I used to work with I used to get an intern with the Nashville Soccer Club when I lived in Nashville as now the new MLS franchise. So that's where I got the idea from. And I know with the MLS, they have MLS and USL has contractors with companies to do the soccer scarves. I actually when I moved up here, I was planning on to actually reach out to some of the supporter groups, like you said, and but I say everything was delayed because I was actually working on my master's at the same time. So, so now that I can reach out during the soccer season and start getting back into clubs and everything else to see if they can, if I can help them, like I said, raise money, or just to promote them and support them as much as I possibly can.
Great idea, Phyllis. I'm gonna step in real quick, John. Sorry, this is what happens when you're a moderator. You get to step in when you want. It definitely made me think. I come from a very strong soccer background with a lot of different levels, and both administratively and as a player. Because you're already involved in the collegiate scene, I would attack that. I would attack the collegiate soccer because that's not a huge market yet. But they all want to, like, they're all wannabes, right? Like I was a wannabe, you know, we all want to be like the professionals have the scarves. Like I would, because you're already in that collegiate market, I think that would be another area. However, I want to keep your focus on your challenge question. So let's go back. John's next, and, you know, making sure we're thinking about what it is that Anthony's asking for. John, go ahead and unmute, please.
Thank you. It's like my first Zoom meeting ever. So Anthony, great presentation. Best of luck to you, sir. You're courageous for standing up to this group, and you can see the intellect of everyone who's already spoken. So I always manage expectations. I'll try not to disappoint. But going to your challenge question in the second part of accommodating your new target audience. So these are younger people in their 20s, and maybe the branch where the range was 20 to 40, maybe, and the inner target, I can't remember, we could go back to it, but you have to do a couple things. First, you have to go talk to them, and maybe you're doing this already, but get 5 or 10 of them in the room and find out what's important to them. And then speak to that on your website. Currently, your website is a shopping site. You display your merchandise, people pick and choose. You need content that's relevant to your primary market to draw them there. And that's the next step for your site. Because the inventory part or the merchandising part can be pretty straightforward. messaging in a way that resonates with the young crowd. You have to hear what's important to them. The other question that I'd like to ask is, are you trying to sell to chapters or individuals? Because if you could sell to chapters, let alone the Masonic organization, maybe you'd get closer to the 200,000 units that Melinda referred to earlier. And it could be in the collegiate soccer world, and it could absolutely be in the Greek fraternity and potentially sorority. Yes, women wear scarves too, I hear. But I would really urge you to look at the target at the chapter or organizational level, because selling 1,000 scarves to an organization isn't really harder than selling 1,000 scarves one at a time. Just throw that out for you.
Well, I actually do both. Actually now, I do have a program where I do most of my foundation is individual scarves, where I do reach out to local lodges, chapters, and I've done custom scarves for them. It is sell as a bulk rate. I also done a scarf for my former organ. Well, not my former. I'm still a part of Bunker Labs. I've done a scarf for them. Where they actually that one was very receptive, and a lot of people would like to have. I mean, they with the COVID and everything's been put on hold. A lot of the other chapters wanted the same type of scarf. I also done, like I said, I dipped my toe in the fraternity market early in my career when I helped my niece do a fundraiser for her sorority. So that's why I got another idea for the Greek organizations, and how when she wore it around campus, other Greek organizations asked about where do you get the scarf from. I really like it, especially being double-sided.
They're beautiful, by the way. I went to the website.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, John. There's a number of great feedback in the chat. And Anthony, don't worry about reading that as we go. You're going to get a copy of that at the end. But I just want to note that there was a comment about connecting with companies that do graduation gowns, and Myosha has a connection for you. So just make sure that you guys connect at the end of this, because that sounds like it's here at Mason. Sounds like it would be a great opportunity. Again, I'm going to take a quick second to interject a couple of things. This may be an understood, but I'm not in this tech world. But you definitely, considering your target audience, you definitely want your website to be mobile friendly. So I'm assuming your website developer has that in mind. And the other thing is having people I have a couple people in your target audience that live in my house. Go to Etsy. And just like Phyllis was saying with the customizer, go to Etsy and find what they're like, look and see what they're doing, and look and see what's attractive. And because those are the kinds of things that you're going to want to emulate on your website. So that was just a quick throwing that in there. And then we're going to go Rosemary and then Deb.
So Tony, every time someone says something, it's like, oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. I'm glad people are putting it into the chat. I want to build on something that John brought up, and that's speaking to your target audience in the way that they can receive it. So you mentioned you already have a social media presence, which is great. But as you work with your website designer, what you might want to do is, your current site is for people who've made the decision to buy. But what you might want to do is, before that, use your social media channels, Instagram, especially TikTok, Etsy, yes, Pinterest, especially once you get into the sororities. Use those to drive people to a website that has videos of your products being used by happy people in different situations. Like, you have beautiful photographs of your product, but bringing those photographs to life, having people moving around in them will engage people, and they'll see themselves doing the same thing. And then as you grow into your fundraising department, it will be easier for you to hang another section that's, hey, is your chapter looking for a fundraiser idea that's different? boom, right? Tired of selling cookies, don't really want to go door to door, email, fundraising not working for you. Here's something beautiful you can sell. It's got, all that kind of good stuff wrapped up in there. And then you've got the structure in place for that already. So
Okay.
I'll put that in the chat for you also, but so excited. I'm bookmarking PHA Scarves so I can go back.
Thank you.
Deb, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Deb Cohen, management consultant and trainer in the HR and leadership space. Anthony, thank you so much. Looks like you have some really exciting products there. So building on some previous ideas, clearly you want to have some testimonials on your website, but you might want to build some story testimonials, such like, we had a scarf made and we recruited 5 new members, or we increased our sales by X, something that says, this is what happened when we actually use this product. So it's not just a testimonial that says it's a great quality, it's, it was fast, it was reliable, all those things you want a testimonial to say. You might also create the story of why it was so successful for the people who decided to get it.
Thank you so much. I will get into that today, matter of fact.
Great idea, Deb. Melinda, you're on.
One quick question again. I know you're doing scarves, and I know that when you're making scarves, it's probably your manufacturer probably could do ties for you. Have you considered adding ties to your line after you've got your scarves moving? Because again, those are things that again would be using logos and designs and other types of things.
Well, with my manufacturer, they do not do ties, but however, I do have a, like I said, department creating a network. The network, I do have a gentleman that I know that his thing, I'm trying to incorporate his company into making the ties that he sold, because he's actually thinking about giving up the business. So I'm trying to incorporate him into to have him stay and just be a partner, and we can sell his ties on. He has a website now, and I'll sell it on my website also with the ties, especially when it comes to licensing for the Greek organizations.
And I was also thinking like the Jerry Garcia tie and, some high-end ties that you could take actually to scarves and go back and forth.
Yeah, and those that's it. With him is nothing is with him nothing is a hindrance, I should say. He will, if it's a great idea and you can see it's profitable, he can do it. We just have to get him back in the motivational part of doing it, because of you get to it, being an entrepreneur, sometimes it gets you down and sometimes it's like a roller coaster. Now he's on the lower end instead of on riding the high right now.
There's a trade association for licensing. You may want to look into that one too.
Okay, I will.
I see, John. And let's get your friend with the ties in here and give him a little energy boost. Let him do his, this is exactly what this is for, right? Like when you feel like you're stuck, then come in here, do your presentation, and you will leave with all sorts of energy and ideas. So John, go ahead, John Rudenberg.
First of all, I want to be on record as owning several Jerry Garcia ties, but more critically, okay? I mean, you got to set the record straight. So Anthony, I'm going to disagree a little bit with Melinda. You have a niche to benefit from. And that niche is the Masonic community, and that niche is the Greek community, and we could expand in a million different directions, okay? And my irreverent mind would go to things I can't mention that you could produce. But to diversify like that would take you away from your niche. So when you diversify within the niche. So the notion Marnie mentioned earlier about collegiate soccer, which may be an underserved marketplace right now, I don't know that, but you're already hitting collegiate level kids through the Greek world. Making that leap is a lot easier perhaps than managing someone who may be burnt out because he was an entrepreneur, and sometimes it wears on you. So you really have a niche to benefit from, And I would think over the next 1 to 3 year period, looking at the map you laid out, the fundraising notion is a great diversification, even though it's still selling the same product. It's a new group, a new sales target. You might, by the way, try a salesperson to go after the organizational level sales. In addition to yourself, you got to give up something in a commission, but there are people who are in the promotional products world who sell on commission basis. But I would really go deeper in your niche before going wide.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Lots of great comments. I'm just going to do a little bit of summary here. That there's a few people who feel like, take your niche and stick, do what you do and do it really well. Maybe partner with other people if that's something, but take your niche and stick with it and run with it. Another thing that's been mentioned, John alluded to I don't want to misphrase it, but a marketing partner, someone to be out there. But it was also stated earlier, and given your target audience, a brand ambassador is something that I would strongly consider, because most people in your target audience are not Googling how to find a scarf. They are seeing people on Instagram, they're seeing people on TikTok, they're seeing people on Pinterest. And so brand ambassadors, I think, and this was brought up in the chat earlier, but I think most clothing companies in general really benefit from that brand ambassador. And again, you're giving up a little bit, whether they get it at a discount or whether you're giving some free, but the publicity from that, I think, is really hitting the right audience for you. Jennifer, I know you've put a ton of comments, Jennifer Ray, in the chat that are super helpful. And so
hi everybody.
Hi.
I've been doing event planning for 35 years. And I love that, again, that Anthony has one product, a scarf that works for anybody who potentially is going to wear this at any given event. And so I just put up in the chat, thanks Bernie, that redesigning. I also do web development. So my key is organizing websites, and having everything on the first page, no matter what their interest is. So the topics I put in the chat are, for example, fashion, fraternity, sorority, or trade show. Why are they going to your website, Anthony? You want to capture as many people at that point, and then they can jump off to the specialty page.
Thank you so much for the.
So welcome.
That's great feedback, Jennifer. It's very concise and super helpful. Thank you for that. So before we wrap it up, I just want to, is there anyone else? Again, remembering that we're talking about Anthony's challenge question about supporting updating his website to support his new product lines, extended product lines, and his new target audience. If there's anything else, there's lots of Shark Tank is definitely a great idea. So there's lots of great feedback in the chat here, Anthony. So at the end, you'll have a chance to read through that, digest it, and pick and choose what is best for you. If there's no other comments, I have one final question from Donnell.
I can find the unmute button. Anthony, great presentation, great challenge question. I'm actually going to purchase one of your scarves. But my question to you is, what can our 1 Million Cups community do for you?
Well, to answer that question, basically answer the question, you already have done what one thing that y'all done for me. Y'all gave me inspiration to expand and help me get beyond the choke point that I'm at right now in this time. That's the reason why I reached out to 1 Million Cups and chose to do a presentation, because of the fact that I was at a choke point. This is like, even though I'm a business major, marketing major, and my MBA and everything else, being an entrepreneur is hard sometimes, and you need help from outside fresh eyes to help me help look towards look outside the tree, outside the forest, I should say. So that's the reason why I reached out, and that's what 1 Million Cups have done for me and today, and I greatly appreciate it. So the organization already has accomplished their mission for me in my eyes.
No problem, and we definitely appreciate you. I do implore you to join my organization, Veterans Grow America. We have a Facebook page, a Facebook group that you can be a part of, where we have entrepreneurs that sell products or services in there. We partner with the Army and Air Force Exchange, and we do live events at Army and Air Force Exchange. I don't know if you've seen or heard about us, but now you have, and you have no choice to get with us.
I surely will.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm gonna pass this back over to Marnie.
Sure. Kenneth has volunteered to be the brand ambassador for the 1 Million Cup scarves. So, so if that's something you're interested in, Kenneth is ready to go. And actually, I think my part is done, and we're back to Tony.
All right. Again, Anthony, excellent presentation. Thank you very much. And everybody, big round of applause. Great job. Good questions. One of those first times where I didn't have any ideas, and I apologize. I usually come up with something. So, but great job, and look forward to seeing some good things coming from you. All right, that's not what I expected. Next week, we have Just for Us, naturally vegan, cruelty-free hair and skincare products. So make sure you sign on and don't miss us next week at 8:45 here at 1 Million Cups Fairfax. It's going to be another great presentation. And keep in mind, we're always looking for presenters. So if you're interested and you haven't done so yet, and you please sign up, you'll see what a warm welcome and warm reception you'll get. So as you'll see, we have Just for You natural hair care and skin care, and we have all these wonderful open spots all the way through June and into July. So if you know someone who has a small business who needs a little boost, who may be facing a challenge, by all means, send them to our 1 Million Cups link, have them register, and we'll happy to schedule them to present. Now, I want to apologize to the Central Fairfax Chamber. They sent over a wonderful image of all of the events coming up. Unfortunately, it came in a format that I could not size properly to fit on the slides. So here it is, all written out, the actual content for the upcoming schedule. If Jennifer or someone else wants to go ahead and update us on the things that are happening here.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. We have some great stuff coming up tomorrow. Our women's committee has Liz Johnson from Mountain View Marketing doing a great presentation on branding. We have a partnership with the SOAR Nebula community on Friday for a virtual mix and mingle. Business Roundtable is always great every Tuesday. I dropped in the chat information on our in-person networking events that are coming next month. I'm so excited. You just don't even know, my friends. So there's information in there. And also just a special note, next week on Thursday, June 3rd, we have a special webinar for attorneys. So there's information about that. It's a marketing intervention for attorneys. Please tell all the lawyers in your life about this particular event. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. And Karen, if you're still out there, if you're in small, if you want to give us a little update on what's going on over at the Fairfax County EDA.
She's not on.
She's not on.
Okay. And if anybody's interested tonight, I am going to be going to Doc Walker's ProView event in McLean, and where we're going to have a sit-down conversation and meet Doug Williams, the all-star quarterback from years past, who will be the guest of honor. If anybody wants to join in, I've got 10 tickets. I'm happy to share. Come along and meet some meet a great quarterback. If you're into the team that was formerly with an R, that's now just known as the Washington team, at least for the time being. Happy to have you along. Just send me a message or shoot me an email, and I'll send over the instructions for attending the event. So that covers me. Anybody else have something coming up? If Dan Lender's on talking about it, Rosemarie, you have something?
I just wanted to thank everybody who gave us some great feedback from last week. Tony, you had a slide, I think it's 2 back, that just went over some of the outputs of everyone's great feedback from our town hall last week.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't even see it.
Yeah, so apologies. We did make, and this is Jen Dalton, who had to leave a little early. So we did make some updates to the landing page on our 1 Million Cups site. We've also empaneled some ambassadors, and thank you all for the 4 of you for putting your hands up to do that. And we've created some new marketing materials. Anthony, as a brand newly minted alumni, we hope that you will let your friends know that this was a great experience, and we'll share that marketing material with you. And prior presenters, if you'd like a copy of just a little 1-pager that talks about what we do here, we'll be happy to share that with you, because you know, we like to help other businesses.
And I will just add that last night we had the Reston Chamber had an in-person event last night. It was very nice. It was a beautiful evening, great food and beverage. Tony was there. Thank you, Tony, for coming. It was, and I'm sure the floodgates are going to open for other in-person events. And so it's nice to get back in person.
I likened last night to a high school reunion. Not having seen anybody for over a year, there were lots of hugs, lots of handshakes. It was a great event. And yeah, and I give credit to Dan because SLA will be joining the Reston Chamber. And just to let everybody know, I also worked out with Charlie Castley, Charlie, the president, and at Reston Chamber, and we can probably start seeing some updates online from Reston as we fill out the application form, and 1MC should be becoming a member of the chamber as well. So now we'll have the Central Fairfax, we have Fairfax EDA, and we'll have Reston Chamber as part of the family.
Jennifer.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, it's restaurant week in the city of Fairfax this week, guys. So come on into the city of Fairfax. We have 31 restaurants participating. We've got $20 specials for lunch or brunch, $35 specials for dinner, and then some food specialty shops like Woody's Ice Cream and Declue and Corner Coffee House that are doing buy one, get one offers. It runs through Monday, so you've got plenty of time to get there, but so many different cuisines are being represented, everything from Mexican Korean fusion to Chinese to Italian. Everything is represented, and I'm going to pack on some of the weight that I've been losing just this week eating out.
And don't forget the Wine House, my personal favorite restaurant in the whole wide world. So Michael will be and his team there. We'll be happy to welcome everybody there, including Kevin, and we all know. So please, hang out and eat in Fairfax this week. All righty.
She got me with Mexican Korean fusion. That sounds delicious.
Well, Wine House is New Zealand. So if you're into New Zealand food or want to try it out, although you'll probably sit there and say, how is a burger from New Zealand different? And then you will find out it's grass-fed beef from New Zealand. You're like, ooh, this is good.
Oh, okay. I thought you was gonna say kangaroo.
No, they don't do that. They're too wily. You can't catch up to them. Anyway, thank you, everybody. We now have a few minutes where we can go ahead and open, discuss, and connect. So please enjoy yourselves. And we look forward to seeing you back next week. Have a great Memorial Day weekend coming up. Have lots of fun. Be safe. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Tony. That was great.
Thank you so much for having me present again.
That was great, Anthony. Thank you, man.
Hey, Anthony, I put my information in the chat, and I hope I'm happy to connect. I used to have the Tea Center in the Masonic Lodge in McLean, so I'm pretty connected to them. So I'm happy to introduce you to them if you want.
Thank you so much.
Anthony, are you going to all the sororities and fraternities?
As of right now, what I'm starting off with is the BGLOs. We call them the Divine Nine, so that's the first 9. And then I'll probably go to I'll expand from there.
I can help you with from there.
Okay.
I was very involved on the sorority side and in Panhellic. And the National Fraternity group also is a good way to get all the fraternities at once, as well as Panhellenic.
Yes,
Hi, Anthony. Great presentation.
thank you.
I wanted to let you know I'm a member of a military Greek organization, so I will gladly connect you with our vendor manager as well. And then I would like to cordially invite you to become a part of Veterans Grow America as well. We are an organization that supports veteran-owned businesses, and we have pop-ups throughout the US.
I actually just joined the Facebook group just now.
Yay! So you already see we have dates available for July. I was thinking, and Donnell and I were connecting about Christmas in July gifts, as an idea if Fort Bragg is, in your purview. So
Thank you so much.
awesome.
I greatly appreciate it.
We still on Facebook?
We're still live on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, I can take care of